Hey everybody, welcome back to Q Sports News. I'm your host Adam King, and first things first, let's get into some of the best shots of the month. Let's get right into it. November 7th through the 12th, we had the Predator Pro Billiard Series Medalla Light Puerto Rico Open. We had a men's pro event, a women's pro event, the World Team Championships, and Extravaganza down there. And a guy getting his first big win of the year is Conrad, just because you can, Zerkishin. His name is brutal, I apologize. Roland Garcia, though, from the Philippines, despite being in his upper 40s, possibly early 50s, Roland coming in second there, always a tough guy to beat, and about to get, it looked like he was about to get his first big win. Roland known as one of the best one-pocket players out there, but obviously playing all the games well. So well done, Roland, coming in second place. Another strong finish from Lucius Yap, who has had a crazy end of the year, by the way. We're going to do a breakdown of like maybe the top 16 or top 32 players at the end of the year. And Lucius Yap, when you see his last 10 events, man, this guy is on fire right now, proving again and again that he's one of the best players in the world right now. Getting some majors under his belt too. Well done, Lucius from Singapore there. Joshua Filler and Fedor Gorst. Well, Joshua Filler, actually, I should say, tying for the other semifinal with Lucius Yap. Fedor Gorst, a Korean, Hojun Kwon, who I was unfamiliar with his best finish ever. Hojun, not quite familiar with him, but coming all the way over from Korea. Very well done there with a top 5 finish. Junglin Chang, former International Open winner. He keeps finishing around the top 5. But having a great year. Look for Jinlin Chang to win a big event soon. I said it in the last episode, I don't think Chang will settle for these top 3, top 4, top 5 finishes. Look for him to be on top of the podium early next year. Mario He, I hate that I keep poking fun at this guy, but this is just how it is. Mario He, another 5th place. Fantastic year. I'm actually looking it up. I think Mario He might have made more money than anyone. I'm almost certain of it, actually. Mario He's earned more money than anyone on earth with no wins. He has one straight pool win, but he has no major wins. Mario He, though, cashing in with a 6-figure salary this year with never finishing higher than second, so well done to Mario. That's the Medalla Light Puerto Rico Open men's division. Once again, well done, Conrad Zerkishin. The women's Puerto Rico Open was won, this is almost on repeat here, Kelly Fisher. Kelly Fisher again, and again, and again. Kelly Fisher is 46, or she may be 47 now, playing the best pool of her life. She's dominant, and all over the world. When the Chinese and the Taipei ladies show up, and all the women from all over Europe, Kelly wins. Kelly wins again and again. She's really fantastic. I think you're going to see the last decade of her career is going to be one of the best decades of any woman ever, and that's including Karen Corr, and of course included Allison Fisher, which is intensely impressive. Again, well done, Kelly Fisher, and well done to 2 Chinese Taipei players, Zhu Qinwei finishing in the runner-up position, and Che Yu Chao finishing in the first semifinal. Well done, Jasmine Ocean, coming in that second semifinal. Another good tournament from Jasmine. Jasmine's having quite a good year after not having a couple slow years. She does a lot of work with the Olympics, a hell of a promoter for the game, a lot of training in Austria. I'm sure her attention has been in several places, but we always like seeing Jasmine on top. She's good for the game. Cesca Centino, who just recently won the Women's World 10-Ball Championship, cashes in another high performance here, finishing in the quarterfinals. Well done to Cesca. A Polish player, though, possibly, I would like to confirm this, possibly the best Polish women's player, Olivia Zalewska, who has not spent a lot of time out of Europe in the past couple of years, makes the trip down to Puerto Rico and makes the quarterfinals. Very well done, Olivia. Rubelin Amit from the Philippines, still possibly the very best female player in the Philippines, also makes it to the quarterfinals. And lastly, another Chinese Taipei player in Wan Ling Wang, topping out our quarterfinals for the Medalla Light Puerto Rico Women's Open. All right, rounding out our coverage of the pool in Puerto Rico, we had the World Pool Team Championships, which was a really fun event. This is 3-man teams from different countries, and Germany, the team of Joshua Filler, Pia Filler, his wife, and Moritz Neuhausen really were dominant in this event. And Pia Filler gets to shoot the final ball to win the championship, and Josh picks her up. She's crying, he's cheering, Moritz is cheering, the crowd is cheering. It's really, really a great shot. Maybe the best shot of the year, I think, as far as, picturesque, showing some excitement. Loved that. Very, very deserving. The German team, frankly, looked better all tournament, but Chinese Taipei coming in second place with another powerhouse team of Che Yu Chao, Zhenglin Chang, and Kunlin Wu. That's a good team, any way you want to cut it. They put up a hell of a fight, but Germany was just a little too good for them this time. Austria with Albin Ocean, his sister Jasmine Ocean, and Mario He, another absolute powerhouse team on paper, finishing in third place in the second semifinal. And Portugal with Miguel Silva, Sarah Rocha, and Vania Franco. A couple players there I'm not that familiar with, but they made the semifinals. That shows they play well together and they're top-class players. This was a very cool idea. The payouts, how do you like $120,000 for first place in this? Any way you cut it, that's great, great money. $40,000 a piece, and smiles on their faces, on Germany's faces, I should say, at the end, showed that they were really appreciating that. Fantastic event that I really, really hope they keep it in Puerto Rico, and I hope we keep seeing this event year over year. November 9th through the 12th in Las Vegas, Nevada in the U.S., you had the 2023 U.S. Open Bank Pool Championship, and that was won by former Moscone Cup member Billy Thorpe. Scott Frost coming in second place, Corey Deuel coming in third, One Pocket aficionado Tony Chohan coming in fourth, and Evan Lunda, who has a great event on the One Pocket side, coming in fifth, with Roberto Gomez also tying for fifth place. I would say between Billy Thorpe, Scott Frost, Corey Deuel, Tony Chohan, and Evan Lunda, those are very possibly the top 5 best One Pocket players in the entire United States right now. Very, very well done to those guys, and it's good to see Billy Thorpe, after having some personal issues, amongst other things, having some time off, seeing Billy Thorpe snap off a couple of events. We like Billy out here. On the same dates, November 6th through the 9th, we had the U.S. Open One Pocket Championship running concurrently with the Bank Pool, and Evan Lunda, who has had some other big One Pocket wins this year, most notably the huge money win at Buffalo's earlier in the year. Evan Lunda snaps this event off with most of the best One Pocket players, as I just mentioned, in the house. $9,000 win for Evan, well done, but Billy Thorpe having a great series, finishing in second place, pocketing $4,500 in the One Pocket. Very well done, Billy. Tony Chohan with the third place. Ronnie Wiseman coming straight out of the back. Ronnie must be 61 or 62 now. Ronnie, one of the best roadmen, probably one of the last great road players in the United States. Still showing that at his age, he's still got a little game left. So watch out if you see Ronnie in the pool room. Corey Deuel, a stalwart on the U.S. Moscone Cup team for many years, finishing in fifth. A player I'm not so familiar with, Oliver Ruger, also finishing tying with Corey for fifth place. Not familiar with Oliver's game, but he's obviously quite a player. Well done, Oliver. November 24th through the 26th, we had a Euro Tour in Treviso in Italy. This is a beautiful event. I've always wanted to go here, actually. I love Italy, and they have the Treviso event a couple times a year, but boy, oh boy, something crazy has happened, because Joshua Filler has won another Euro Tour event. If you're counting, and we all are, that's 5 Euro Tour wins in a row for Joshua Filler. I believe, I read online that no one had ever won 3. No one had ever won 3. A couple people had won 2 in a row, but Joshua earlier in the year won 3. That's insane. That's a record that would be difficult to break. 4 was insane. 5, get out of here. Get out of here. Joshua Filler, dominant, and he has had an incredible year. We're going to cover that at the end of the month here, if we can fit it in, that is. I don't want to throw my man Joel under the bus here. We'll get that when we get that, but I want to do a player rundown. Joshua Filler has having I mean, he has won 6 of the majors this year. Absolutely epic, and putting some serious cash in his pocket. Well done, Josh. Hats off. That's a record that I'm not certain will ever be broken. A guy that came in second place, though, I spoke to him at the US Open, actually one of the older Polish players, older somewhere in his 40s, maybe early 50s, Radosław Babika. When I was younger, Radosław Babika was the only Polish player that was kind of going to all the events around the world. And I believe, I heard him say online, Radosław Babika, this is his best finish at a major or you know, a large event in like maybe 10 years. Very, very well done to him. I watched that entire final, and Radosław held his own. Still playing really, really good. His stroke, I think, actually looks better now than it did when he was young. So well done to him. Daniel Maciel, another Polish player, a young kid, still in his very early 20s. I spoke about him at the US Open. Daniel finishing in the first semifinal here. Really, really well done. I do believe next season, now that Daniel has went out in the world, taken some lumps, watch out for Daniel Maciel next season. I do believe if he doesn't win a major, he'll be very, very close. From Hungary, Oliver Szolnoki, having kind of a low-key, really solid year, Oliver, the only guy from Hungary that really goes to all the events. He finished in the second semifinal, a nice little $3,200 win to cap off his season. Jere Vertaranta from Finland. Never heard of this gentleman before, but another top Finnish player. A lot of good players from Finland finishing in the quarters here. Luca Mann from Germany finishing tied for 5th, another quarter. Mateusz Slingaki from Poland. The Polish name's always challenging. Making the quarterfinals, though, just another. The Polish players seem to be breeding like rabbits. How many guys do they have over there that are over 700 Fargo? That's intense. Well done, Mateusz. And Peter Urban from Czechoslovakia, or for the Czech Republic, I should say, rounding out the semifinal lineup. Haven't seen much from Peter Urban recently, but he's been a stalwart on the Euro Tour, and he used to travel to all the big events, and obviously still has plenty of game. Well done, Peter. The women's event didn't get the best turnout this go-round. The pool has been very busy around the world, and there's been a lot of the international women players that are going to almost all the events. So I'm sure that some of them would have liked to have been on the Euro Tour this time, but probably had obligations elsewhere. The good news is Bojana Sarac from Serbia books her first ever Euro Tour win. Very, very proud for her. I'm sure that she was absolutely psyched. Always good to get one of these big wins. And sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. And we'll look for her next year to see if she can duplicate this win when the event is rounded out with all the very best players. But anyway, very well done, Bojana Sarac. Olivia Zalewska, who I mentioned earlier from Poland. She had a great event in Puerto Rico. She finishes in the runner-up position here in Treviso. Very well done for her. Anna Gradiznik, a former Euro Tour champ from Slovenia, finishing in the first semifinal position. Very, very well done for her. Anna's actually had a great year on the Euro Tour. Didn't travel that much around the world, but her Euro Tour finishes this year have been very high. From Germany, Ina Kaplan, a name I haven't heard much this year, but Ina can really, really play, and she finishes in the second semifinal. Very well done to get on the podium in the Euro Tour, however you want to cut it. Well done for her. A player that I had to look up, Claudia von Rohr from Switzerland. I do believe this is her first quarterfinal appearance. Very well done. I will look for her next year. Jolene Sherman from the Netherlands, finishing in the quarterfinal position. Very, very well done, Jolene. Melanie Susenguth from Germany almost rounds out our quarterfinal position. Veronika Ivanovskia from Germany, a very difficult last name for me. I apologize, Veronica, if I'm messing that up, but very well done to you in another quarterfinal appearance here. That was all they paid out. They obviously had a short field this time for the ladies, but once again, well done, Bojana Sarac. Always good to get your first win, and we will be looking for you in 2024. All right, November 18th through the 20th in Taipei, Taiwan, we had a minor Matchroom ranking event. The first Matchroom event in Taipei. And frankly, I was looking for something with a little more gravitas from this one. Who knows, maybe something happened behind the scene. Matchroom had just had a major in Hanoi that went fantastic. The Vietnam event was wonderful. We covered it last episode if you want to check that out. But this Taipei event, Taipei being a stalwart, well, I should say being a country in the world that has a lot of the best players, the Ko brothers, obviously, from there. I was hoping for a major, and what we got was quite a minor ranking event. However, still very well done, still Matchroom quality. I love the break rules, I love the pockets, everything happened, everything went on like a normal Matchroom event. And what is becoming more and more normal, little Ko Ping Chung, won again. Ko Ping Chung is having an amazing year. Current US Open champion, finishing runner-up at a lot of the big events and winning plenty this year. He's going to be one of the top 3 money earners, I do believe. After the Moscone Cup, we'll have to see, but he'll at least be in the top 5. Little Ko beating Jeffrey Ignacio from the Philippines. Jeffrey Ignacio not really on even the map this year. We all know how good Jeffrey can play, former China Open champion. But Jeffrey, very fast style, fun to watch. He has an amazing semifinal against Aloysius Yap that you should go check out. Aloysius is up 6-0, playing perfect, and he loses. Yap loses, that is, to Jeffrey 10-6. Go check that one out. That is on Matchroom's YouTube channel. But well done, Jeffrey. We haven't seen him in a major final in a while, or at least a big tournament final in a while. So hopefully he'll get out of the Philippines a little bit more. I'm not sure if he has visa issues or whatever, but he has not been traveling outside of the Philippines all that much recently. He used to be kind of a stalwart in the US. Finishing in the first semifinal, though, another Filipino that we just keep hearing more and more about, Michael Feliciano. This guy, I had never heard of him before 6 months ago. And he is finishing high in the hardest tournaments in the world all over the place. I look for this guy to win an event next year. He is second, third at all these big events in Asia. You will see Michael Feliciano again. One of those awkward Filipino strokes. Those guys, they really make their own way. Really fantastic exercise in timing with all of their strokes. Really, really loose in the back and just really snappy with their strokes. But man, they're intimidating to watch sometimes. They're very quick motions. But check out Michael here. Well done, and we'll see more of him. James Aranas having a good year this year. We're still looking for Aranas to win a major, though. I thought Aranas was going to win a major maybe 5-6 years ago, and he's been close. He finishes high all the time, but Aranas still trying to get over that final step. But a good kid, a very, very nice guy, and an amazingly talented player. Finishing in the semifinals here. Well done to James. Marvin Asis, or Asis perhaps, A-S-I-S, Asis, from the Philippines. I'm hearing more and more about this guy, apparently intensely talented. Just another one of the intensely talented players coming out of the Philippines. But he has his best finish here, at least that we know about, on paper, I should say, finishing in the second semifinal right behind Michael Feliciano. If you were paying attention, Jeffrey Ignacio, Michael Feliciano, James Aranas, Filipino power again. They've been, when the Filipinos come out into the world, difference makers, and they almost filled up the top 5 spots here. Ko Ping Han, this is really interesting, the youngest Ko brother playing in his hometown, finishing in the quarterfinal position. That is his best finish of the year. If Ko Ping Han wins a major next year, all 3 Ko brothers could possibly be major title holders at the same time. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Imagine having 3 brothers. This is like the Manning family in the U.S. for United States style football. Some families just have it in the blood, or maybe they're just very determined, or they have great structure at home. However it comes out, Ko Ping Han is also a world-class player with his brothers Ko Ping Chung and Ko Ping Yi. Ko Ping Yi being the Masters Championship and Ko Ping Chung winning everything this year. Ko Ping Han with a great finish in the quarterfinals, and we will look for more from Han next year. I'm excited about that, actually. That's a great story. Aloysius Yap, who's closing out the year like an absolute juggernaut, finishing in the quarterfinal position. Aloysius looking great, and a player that I've never heard of before. I like when the tournaments, the big tournaments happen in Asia, because there's so many good players in Asia that you get a lot of people like this. Lin Da Lai from Taiwan, the hometown guy, finishing in the final quarterfinal position. Well done, Lin, and we'll look for more from him next year. Hopefully he can get out of Taipei a little bit. Obviously quite expensive to travel the world, but if you can finish in the top 5 in these Matchroom events, I think you deserve to be traveling the world. So very well done, Lin. And Matchroom finally finishing off an event in Taipei. I'm really, really looking forward to Matchroom having a major there. Moving on, though, we have some snooker coverage for you guys. The Cazoo Champion of Champions took place November 13th through the 19th. Ronnie O'Sullivan was supposed to play this event, but he pulled out due to some mental health issues. Ronnie O'Sullivan's new documentary has just released on Amazon Prime. It's titled The Edge of Everything. It's getting great reviews. We're going to talk about it on the show eventually once I get access to it here in the US. But very excited to see that. However, with Ronnie O'Sullivan being out of the field of the Champion of Champions, it always gives everybody else a better chance to win. And Mark Allen from Ireland did take the win down over Judd Trump 10 frames to 3. Mark Allen having a really wonderful year. He's gotten himself in great shape recently, and he really seems like an entirely different guy now. Really, really happy to see Mark playing at this level again and really maintaining it. I feel like Mark Allen always had flashes of brilliance like this, but he would win an event and then have long stretches of time where he, would be really, really up and down. But now you're seeing Mark Allen finish towards the top all the time. So very well done, Mark Allen. His second Champion of Champion wins, and very, very well done. I'd like to mention Barry Hawkins finishing in the semifinal position, losing 6-3 to Judd Trump. But Barry Hawkins winning a major title this year and finishing high frequently. A big fan of Barry Hawkins. I like seeing him finish high in his mid-40s and playing really, really fantastic still, and seems to have rejuvenated fire recently. So let's go, Barry. Hope to see him finishing high. The second semifinal, John Higgins and Mark Allen. No surprise there. John Higgins, I believe same age as Ronnie O'Sullivan, 47, and still playing fantastic. I know John has talked about some struggles he's had recently, but still towards the top of the game. Well done, John. What a gentleman. Really like seeing John finish high. And one other guy before we moved on that I wanted to mention, Robert Milkins. Robert Milkins winning a major this year, finishing high all over the place. This is a guy, Robert's probably in his early 50s. And, a little bit of a quicker stroke. If you like those snooker style strokes with big pauses on the backswing, but you don't really feel comfortable doing that, check out Robert Milkins. He has a little bit more of a pool player style stroke, just a little. He still conforms pretty tight to the snooker sort of way of doing things. But Robert Milkins showing you that you can come through the ball quite quickly and still be very accurate on the snooker table. But Robert Milkins making it to the quarterfinals, having another great event. Ali Carter as well. It's good to see Ali Carter up there after all of his health issues, losing out to Mark Allen in the semifinal. All right, finally this month, we have some 3-cushion billiards coverage for you. From November 6th through the 12th in Seoul, Korea, we had the Seoul World Cup. And the current world number 1, Myung-Woo Cho,
공 배치를 보면서 알 수 있는 겁니다. 빨간 걸렸어! 득점!
was overcome by Eddie Merckx. When Eddie Merckx makes finals, Eddie Merckx wins finals. This guy is really dominant when he gets to the final show, and this was no different. Very, very steady play from Eddie here to close out over the current world number 1. Fantastic performance from him. A hometown Korean, Yi Sung-jung, finished in the first semifinal spot. Very, very well done. And Marco Zanetti, the Italian, full of class and full of high-level play here, finishing in the second semifinal. Well done to those guys. The high run of the tournament was held by Marco Zanetti and Roland Fortham, and it is a staggering 18. 18. If you can get 3 caroms in a row, win 3 cushion, all tournament, you're doing very, very well. An average of 3 would be fantastic. 18, frankly, I can't imagine it. 3 cushions not really my game all the time, but 18 is fantastic. Marco Zanetti, Roland Fortham, very, very well done there. Well done to Eddie Merckx. We will continue trying to get you some 3-cushion coverage on the show. I'm really interested in learning more about it. I'm interested in educating you guys more about 3-cushion as well. It's really huge all around the world, not particularly in the United States, not particularly all the time in Europe, but the game is gigantic in Asia, gigantic in South America, and there's a lot of really good players out there, and I just love that it's full of class, kind of like snooker. So look for more of that on the show. Thank you guys for sticking in here on another one of these monthly coverages. We love doing them. We will be back, by the way, with some Mosconi Cup coverage very, very soon. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think this year's going to be competitive. We will see you soon. Thank you very much for watching.